Hi there, Megan Thompson with Megan Thompson Coaching, and today we are going to support you in learning how to trust your gut, what your plans are to make intuitive decisions, especially related to school. And when your child is struggling with daily meltdowns or multiple times a week meltdowns or multiple times a week shutdowns and refusals, it is time to listen up because it can be very difficult to see what's up and what's down and then stay on track here. So here at MTC, we help parents break out of this meltdown cycle, break out of school refusal cycle or shutdown cycle in as little as 8 weeks. And we do this in a way that is really efficient and effective from a place of empowering you as a parent. Because who's parenting your child but you, right? You are the one who's leading your child 168 hours in a week, right? So you need to be able to do this regularly and to support your child, even if they're spending 6-ish plus hours a day away from you with all their schooling and various activities. What matters most is their relationship with you. And so if your child is hitting, kicking, screaming, yelling, melting down, shutting down, we're going to keep this show short and sweet related to the focus today, because I know the start of school is very busy for families. And it's very, very important that we pay attention to how you will know what you're doing is working. And that piece is related to understanding your child, understanding what causes the meltdown cycle, what causes the shutdown cycle. And that's a sense of self-confidence and a sense of ability to be resilient and a sense of ability to creatively solve problems. So this is a skill set that children learn through modeling. They learn also through direct instruction. So it can't just be you showing your child that you're creatively solving problems all day and expect your child to generalize skills. Highly sensitive children really struggle with generalizing skills. And so direct instruction is absolutely part of the game. But one thing that we hear many, many parents struggle with is this sense of hesitation or uncertainty, whether or not the way that you're teaching your child is effective. Now, this is really important, but is also a big sticky wicket for parents when you're trying to also teach teachers how to teach your child, right? Because if your child is struggling in the school setting or they're coming home overwhelmed and freaking out at the end of the day, then you know that you're going to need somebody else in your corner to help you with this. But you can't be deferring to them to manage your child's emotions. Your child has to learn that through you. And so when we break out of this pattern, right, it is up to you to learn to tune into your own instincts. And one of the key pieces that you'll need to discover is the difference between how fear feels and what intuition feels like. Most people are responding reactively in this pattern. Parents whose children are having daily meltdowns in any setting are not entirely working off of intuition, right? You may be likely working off of a sense of feeling like you need to please your child and make them feel better, walking on eggshells, right? The other side of that is that you are exhausted and fried or don't have the patience or understanding for your child for whatever reason. Could be just a pure mismatch in what you perceive they need. And that leads to you pressuring your child to get it done, to snap out of it and to suck it up, right? And so if that pendulum is swinging from one end to the other based on your energy levels and your intention for the day, this can really feel quite frustrating and quite puzzling for you. And so the most important piece to understand is to first discover and learn where your intuition lies, but also being able to trust and understand that it doesn't need to take years of self-discovery to learn about how to parent your child, right? This is one of the things that is really missing in breaking out of the pattern for many parents of highly sensitive kids, is that it isn't just about gentle intuition and attachment and attunement to your child's needs, because without clear, specific and direct instruction on how to help your child learn how to be resilient, you'll be attuned to their big emotions, but you won't help them, you won't be able to feel capable in helping them tone them down. Right? When highly sensitive children are stuck in the meltdown cycle, they're typically demonstrating quite big extremes in their behavior. The highs are high and the lows are lows. There's no middle, right? So you say things like, my kid can go from 0 to 60, or I have no idea when, who I'm going to get at home. I resent my child because other people see them as a perfect angel at school and I get the leftovers, and I bend over backwards for my child and they don't seem to appreciate it. Or I don't see that empathy that they show other people. And this can be really taxing, right? We talked about that last week in terms of how exhausting it can be when you're stuck in the meltdown cycle, and how critical it is to take care of yourself. And the next step is for you to learn how to teach your child to take care of themselves in a developmentally appropriate way, right? We're not telling you to tell your child, your 4-year-old, to manage their emotions all day without checking in with you, right? But we absolutely are expecting a 16-year-old to be able to manage their emotions all day without checking in with you. So there's a gap there that needs to be closed regardless of your child's age, that if they don't have the opportunity to have a close connected conversation with you on a daily basis, that still means that they're handling it. And that you're able to read, and they're able to read themselves. You're able to read them, and they're able to read themselves. That there's something off, and that they can move into managing their emotions more effectively. That's what we talk about in terms of the difference between reactivity and intuitive parenting. So think about being able to break out of this pattern consistently. The next thing that you need to do to make the most effective decisions for your child related to school, whether that be trusting that the teacher is equipped to serve your child, the teacher assignment, trusting that the school setting is one that your child learns in, being able to trust that your child is emotionally available to learn based on their emotional skill set and their resiliency skills, right? All of these are important, and it's important for you to be able to silence voices around you who are doubting your child's capability and doubting your capability. And that also might be coming from inside you, your own internal voice of whether or not you've got this. And that's really important to pay attention to. Being able to feel internally certain is a sensation that every parent needs to be able to build. And it's something that most parents stuck in the meltdown cycle need support with. And this is one of the things that we help our parents break out of, is that sense of uncertainty, a lack of empowerment, critical to address when parenting a sensitive child who needs to feel empowered themselves in handling challenge, right? And then the next thing that is so important is to be paying attention to who is in your support network, right? Because if you are working with a lot of doubting Thomases, if you will, people who are not able to trust that you can communicate your child's needs, or that your child's needs are as deep as you say they are, then it is important for you to find people who get it. Now, one thing that's really important to pay attention to that, in relation to that, is that might not be in your local community. There are support systems and support communities that are likely international and more effective for you in this pattern, because if you're parenting a child who's highly sensitive, you're parenting a child that's 1 out of every 5. That's 20%. All right. Now, if you're parenting a child who's highly sensitive, stuck in the meltdown cycle, that's even smaller group of people. And it's very important for you to find parents who not only get it, but parents who are rising out of that, because there are so many parents in these communities who are looking to stay stuck and validate each other in staying stuck. And if that's not you, then I encourage you to book a call with our team to have a conversation with trusted professionals who can support you in breaking out of this pattern, who have fostered and built an effective community where parents are reaching out of themselves to lead their children, and also reaching inside themselves to lead their children, and find a way to break out of this pattern systematically, right? We talk about teaching your child through play, breaking out of shame, using shame reducing parenting strategies rather than shame enhancing parenting strategies, and doing all of this by understanding the personality trait and what happens when the personality trait is demonstrating ineffective behavior patterns, so that you don't try to characterize your child's personality based on symptoms of the meltdown cycle. So if you want our help to do that, you're going to tell our team how you're struggling, what the real problem is. We'll help you figure that out on a phone call. Okay, so we need to be able to have a conversation about that. And if you want to learn more about what it takes to break out of this pattern, then I highly suggest that you go ahead and register for our free masterclass. My free training is on our website. You go to meganthompsoncoaching.com/5steps or meganthompsoncoaching.com/5steps on teen. And you do that because it's important to have a background of where you're stuck and what it takes to break out of the pattern. And I know I told you that I'd keep this short today because you might not have a lot of time in between getting your kids all roused for school, etc. So we have the opportunity for you to dive deeper into this, and those trainings are free. If you need to or find the need to solve this quickly, definitely reach out to our team, book a call. That's also free. Happy to support you, and we always send people to the right resources if we are not it, and happy to take care of you in that respect as well. All right. So again, we're going straight to meganthompsoncoaching.com/5steps or meganthompsoncoaching.com/5steps_teen if your child is struggling in this dynamic. Okay. And you'll see those links in the show notes or the bottom of this post, wherever you're catching this